It's Thursday, the 12th of September. Thank God we got through with yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to fucking forget yesterday. I never did. But anyway, the church is here, motherfuckers. And the sponsors today are Vincero Watches. What time is it? It's fall. Back to work, back to school, back to the new you. It's time to grow up and get a real watch. Listen, in this life, you don't got time to mess around. What you wear says something about who you are. A watch is a personal statement. And Vincero Watches have a watch for you. Listen to me. If you want a watch that looks like $1 million, is made exceptional craftsmanship, and is a great value, Vincero is for you. Right now, the church family gets a special offer. Go to VinceroWatches.com/church and get, you ready for this one? 15% off. 15% off. That's a deal to have. That's VinceroWatches.com/church and press in code church, CHURCH, at checkout for your 15% off your order. Plus, worldwide shipping is always free. One more time, go to VinceroWatches.com/church at checkout for your 15% off. Don't waste any more time. Get yours today. The church is also brought to you by MyBookie. Listen, you watched that fucking Monday night game. Did you see the Texans? Did you see the fucking Raiders? Yeah, you're sitting there. I had the winner. Did you win money? No, you didn't, you fucking pussy. It's time you strapped on a pair and let's make some fucking dough. Go to mybookie.ag. If you're trying to bet on NFL, baseball, UFC, MMA, Bellator, Chinese ping pong, MyBookie's got it. Plus, they got a super contest, 100 to enter, 5 teams that guarantees $100,000. Listen, right now, today, it's Thursday. There's got to be a fucking game on tonight. I forget who's playing. It don't matter. Tonight, right now, today, you're going to go to mybookie.ag and you're going to open up your account. What they're going to do is they're going to double your deposit right now. Just use promo code CHURCH to get 100% bonus on your initial deposit up to $1,000. I take care of you cocksuckers. So go to visit mybookie.ag today. That's mybookie.ag today. And don't forget to use promo code CHURCH when creating your account to claim the bonus. And remember, tomorrow I'm on Instagram. And the church is also brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. I've been a Dollar Shave Club member for years. We had them years ago, and I still fucking love them. Every month I got a box in the mail with the essentials: razors, toothpaste, shampoo, the works. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. No more running to the drugstore to pay a premium for things you use every day anyway. So do me a favor. Right now, you can get the quality of Dollar Shave Club products to the test. Their ultimate starter sets have basically everything you need for an amazing shower, shampoo, shave, and clean teeth. The best part is you could try it for just $5. Joey, what are you talking about? $5. Just go to right now, dollarshaveclub.com/church. $5. Give it a shot. Take a chance. Columbus did. Kick this motherfucking Mule Lee. It's fucking Thursday morning. How are you, Eleanor Kerrigan?
I'm so good to be here. I love it.
Beautiful.
Thank you,
It's been a
Joe
while.
Diaz. I got bangs instead of Botox. You feeling it? You feeling it?
I wanted to get you on. I miss you. I always see, we're always crossing ships in the night.
I know. I love it. And thank you so much for sending
late
people out to West Nyack. I greatly appreciate that.
That's a great club.
It's a great club. But a lot of people walked up and they were like, "We've heard you on the church. Joey Diaz did not disappoint." And I was like, "Oh, that's awesome." So
that's a great club, and it attracts the wild side of New York.
Yeah,
still.
It's like an odd.
It doesn't attract the Manhattan crowd. It attracts the Brooklyn crowd, the
Bronx,
the Bronx. A lot of Irish from the Bronx.
Yeah, a lot of filth. I love you, filthy
fucking northern New
motherfuckers.
Jersey. Yeah, filthy motherfuckers that
Those are my
get
people.
down. They hit people with bottles.
Fuck yeah.
I love the fucking food in Nyack, the pizza joint and the Chinese restaurant that delivers right to the hotel with egg rolls. They got a barbecue joint that don't fuck around. Me and fucking Matt Fultron tore that fucking weekend up. So I'm happy it worked out for you. And it was Labor Day weekend, which is usually
a
New
dead
Gott's
weekend.
You know,
We did decent numbers, man.
you know, it's crazy that some people just don't want to go to a fucking another barbecue. You know,
Yeah.
they want to go in the air conditioning and watch some comedy and laugh.
Go in the
And
mall.
especially now, so I usually don't take that weekend.
Most people don't. They had a fallout. That's how I got it.
It's an uphill fucking battle.
Yeah.
But when I heard you got it, I'm like, it's an uphill battle, but that's a good area to have an uphill battle.
That's right.
There's a lot of people that just go, fuck it. What am I going to do? Watch a Yankee game? Let me go
Yeah.
watch some comedy.
Why bother with that?
What else is going on?
I was just about to shit on the Yankees.
No.
Just for fun.
When is the fucking thing with Bill Burr coming out?
Not until January.
Jesus, that long?
I know. It takes forever.
How'd you feel about
Comedy
the shooting?
Central. The shooting was phenomenal. If it comes out as good as it felt, I'll be thrilled.
How did you feel?
I felt great.
How many minutes?
I did about 8, but I think they're gonna shave it to like 6.
Were you
I'm not
prepared?
sure. Totally prepared.
I saw you. When I saw you, how close was that to you shooting at the Sycamore?
I probably did so many. I don't know. I probably did it 1,000 times.
Yeah, it was
felt
great.
Like. It literally felt like like if I do that joke, the bit that I use just on there because it's like a little chunk of a piece. You know, if I start to say it in my act, I get angry. I'm like, don't ever say that again.
No,
that's how many times you
dead.
did it. You're like, it's dead.
It's dead.
It's
on
out there.
TV, yeah.
Get rid of it. But I love it and I'm glad because it's not dirty. I mean, it's edgy, but you know, I'm still edgy. It's just not dirty, so I can use it on every platform. Can use it, you know, when clubs call, they're like, "Hey, do you have a piece?" I'm like, "Yeah, here." Oh, this is kind of dirty. Yeah, well, all right. If you could cut that, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you just can't run commercial ads or commercial for clubs that you're coming up doing. Like I'm doing Harvey's this weekend, and Harvey's, they ran my Showtime thing with Dice. They're like, we don't care, we just beep it, you know, because there's a couple curses in there. That's what people think is dirty, which is funny to me because I'm like,
Did they think Harvey's is pretty basically a clean club?
oh no.
He used to, but
Clean Comedy Club? Well, he saw my shit. Is
Yeah.
that why he put me as rated R, which is hilarious?
Yes.
He literally,
Yes.
it says rated
Yes.
R, and I'm like,
Yes.
Jesus, I'm not taking
Yes.
my pants
For
off, buddy.
years, I worked at Harvey's in 95 and 96.
I think it was different owners, but yeah.
And then in 97, Stanhope put Harvey together. The guy, it wasn't his Harvey, his name. Whatever the guy's name. Is it New Owners?
I think, yeah.
Okay. So,
That's what somebody told me.
okay, so he put them together. So what the fuck's the big deal? Do one dirty show once a year.
Yeah.
Just one. Okay, you believe in clean comedy, so do I, but just one. So it was okay. So he would book either me and Stanhope together,
Yeah.
and then the year I canceled, I got a movie or something. It was Stanhope and the crazy kid from Seattle, and I mean, like, waitresses' heads were blowing up. You know, for New Year's.
Am I going to get arrested? What am I letting?
No,
Bruce?
because it's New Owners and Portland's expanded a lot.
Okay.
Helium's down.
Helium's
the corner
competitive.
now.
Somebody wrote that. Why can't you do helium? I'm like, you
Right.
call them.
Helium is very competitive. You know, when Helium came into town, Harvey's was making a living. Listen, there's a couple different styles of comedy club. And once you identify with who you are in that comedy club as a comedy club owner, you dictate the market. There's comedy clubs that they want Joe Rogan and Dave Chappelle and Lisa Lampanelli and Sebastian and Joey Diaz, and they'll pay the vig.
Yeah.
They'll pay the vig, they'll pay it. Jay Leno, they'll pay it. They want the best top-notch entertainment.
The Stand is doing it with Dice in New York in a couple weeks.
And then
We're doing.
Then you have clubs that I respected a lot because they made me who I am today.
Yeah.
That the club owner has a rule. And the rule is, I don't give a fuck if you've been on Leno. I don't give a fuck how many Netflix specials you have. I don't give a fuck if you've been on HBO. I don't give a fuck if your mother blew 80 people. It's $17.50 with no plane ticket.
That's hilarious.
Most comics go, no. And then there's a handful of comics
That will say yes.
nobody knows who they are. They're local comics. They're phenomenal comics. They're great comics. They have a reason why they haven't expanded. Maybe they have a school teaching job. Maybe they have a day job.
Just anything.
And these guys will travel Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They're great comics with no credits. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
They still put the time in.
Still slay.
They still did the open mic. Somewhere along the line, they decided that California was not in their future. New York was not in their future.
They want to raise their children.
They want to raise
somewhere.
their children. And these guys become top-notch comics, and there's a home for them. Mm-hmm. You know, in Houston, it used to be the Laugh Spot.
Laugh. Okay.
Because it used to be the Last Stop was the big popular one. The Last Stop was for the older comics. The Kipadatas, rest in peace.
Oh, I know.
The guys that had their heyday.
Yeah.
And now their show got taken off TV. And because of social media, they lost their core audience.
Yeah.
So these clubs specialize, and they're phenomenal clubs.
Yeah.
You just work with guys that don't want nothing to do with LA or came to LA and failed miserably, and they're miserable. That's a bad experience, but at least you'll go home. If that ever happens to me, I'll never act this way.
Yeah.
You know, but those clubs are great clubs.
Yeah. They're
And
some of the best.
I'll give you the
actually.
best one. I'll give you the home, and he reached out to me a couple of weeks ago. The home that had that for me was the comic strip in El Paso.
Oh, I've heard great things about that. I've never done that one.
He had a club. When I first met him, Bart Reed had a club
Yeah.
on the side of town that was popular,
Okay.
but he had a rule. It was $1,500 a week comics. Every once in a while, he would bend for somebody and maybe do 70-30.
Yeah.
Maybe if they were a Spanish act,
Freddie Soto.
he did
yeah,
80-20. But besides that, he don't want those guys. He don't want to deal with that. He didn't even want to open the door for that. And guess what? The formula worked for 20 years. He made tons of money. Mm-hmm. People came and they watched and they learned and they became fans of yours. And then Facebook and everything came along.
Yeah.
But there was a dark period there in comedy.
Oh, my God.
Now, once Seinfeld gets canceled, I don't know how to get a hold of this Jerry no more. It's not like Jerry's tweeting every day. What was he, sending out pigeons across the country? I'm still alive.
Game of Thrones,
So
Jerry.
that's the difference that you have between then and now.
Yeah.
You have a TV show now. You're pretty good on that show. You have a couple funny lines. You go on the road while you're doing the show. Once that show ends, you still retain that audience.
Absolutely.
Through social media and Twitter. That's a difference between 20 years
now.
ago
Yeah.
and now. You know, I see what's his name on Twitter a lot now.
Who?
The dad, the one that was from the store that's really dirty, but he played the dad.
Bob Saget.
Bob Saget.
The dad.
And I see how he's using social media now.
Yeah.
He's great on it.
He's
out there.
hilarious, but he's always been dirty. That's what people get.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
He's always been hilarious, but to go back to the original idea, those rooms are the ones those are your bread and butter rooms.
Yeah.
The improvs aren't going to hire you, though. Mm-mm. There's a level that the improvs are like, you know what?
like, what do you-
Nobody's brought you in here with them.
Yeah.
You didn't go to Montreal, you didn't do nothing. And you have to accept that. You have to go, that's fine. I'll work a little hard and I'll be in there next year. So for this year, I'll do the Looney Bins. And there's 1,000 of those clubs.
House of Comedy is one of my favorites.
All of them. They're secondary clubs.
Yeah.
They know it. You know it. They're great clubs. They treat you better.
Excellent. Yeah.
They treat you better than the big clubs.
Yeah.
The big clubs take you for granted. The secondary clubs treat you like a king. They pick you up on Sunday and take you to breakfast and pick you up
you
Saturday
out.
and they take you to a museum.
Feel you up. Whatever you need.
It's fucking great. So it's whatever you want to do with this career, you could do. That people always go, well, I want to do comedy, but I want to do television or film. Fine. Then you don't move out here.
Yeah. Don't bother
Because there's no
yourself.
reason to come out here.
Yeah.
If you're just going to come out here and do spots at the store, that might happen or might not happen.
It's definitely not going to happen.
And
I'm going
so
to say
assume
this. It's not going to happen
happen.
anymore. It's so hard. I just had a friend showcase the other night for Adam, and he's like, he's terrific. He's great. Excellent. Where am I going to put him? I got 40,000 comics calling a week. Like, we're oversaturated.
Oversaturated.
Everywhere. But everybody, this is my problem with that. Now everybody wants to be part of the store. For years, we were the pieces of shit in the corner. I wasn't a stand-up then, but I would have to defend it on a regular basis.
Me too.
And it was ridiculous.
Me
and now
too.
every one of those motherfuckers are, oh, I'm better than this guy. I should be in front of that girl. I should be there. Go fuck yourself. You weren't in it when we were grinding and pushing that club along, keeping it up. You were coming in every night. There was nobody in the audience. Joe Rogan, every night. Nobody in that fucking audience. Just, you guys honed your craft there.
What made that? I heard it was the Tupac. I heard that.
No.
That after the Kennison thing, the club went to the dark side.
After the
Kennison died and that
was
whole
91 or
thing.
2.
Yes. So after Kennison died.
I started in 93.
Okay, so the rumor, this is what
it's my fault. I knew it.
The rumor I heard was that the store got dark. It became a darker audience, so it scared away the white people. And this is the truth.
No.
You know, I mean, look at now.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not racist. How big of a difference is from having one show of, what was it called?
Fat Tuesday?
Fat Tuesday.
Well, yeah.
So one room made money because that show.
It kept us open for 7 years.
It scared, but the original room would be dead.
Yeah.
Because in the white community, everybody knew not to go to the comedy store on Tuesdays.
No, you're absolutely right. And
it was very sad.
Yeah.
Very sad. So all those people in LA that tell you, I'm not racist.
I'm not racist. Yes,
Let
you are.
Me and Eleanor are here to tell you.
I would be waiting tables in the OR.
There wouldn't be no belly room show on Tuesday.
No.
No, you couldn't give a belly room show on Tuesday.
Very rarely. You're right. I'm thinking about it.
No. I was telling Rogan and the African-American doorman, he opened up for Joe last week.
Derek.
And
Derek Poston.
Terrific. We were talking about 3 minutes and why Mitzi invented the 3 minutes, and all this shit.
To show who you are.
All this shit, how the system went and you didn't know why you were there. And I remember tons of comics going, what the fuck? She's making me follow this guy every night.
Yeah.
And she had a plan. Just shut
your mouth and follow the plan.
Tons of people disappear because they didn't want to do a plan.
Yep.
And I could have disappeared 1,000 times, but I was like, nobody else will take me.
Mitzi's vision. But yeah, she would take a shot on people.
She took a shot with me.
She loved oddballs. She loved Edge.
Fucking Laugh Factory hated me. And the Improv barely put up with me, but Richard Cooper was an alkie. And from time to time, I'd buy him a drink, and he'd give me like a Tuesday at 11:15.
Well, sure, because you were afraid to come to the store.
But
I'm just kidding.
It was the fucking Tuesday night that, nobody, and I was telling Derek, I go, Derek, that's when you could see how racist LA was.
So how racist everybody is, though, not just LA.
It didn't really, like, that night, and to describe to Lee, there'd be 450 African Americans in the main room, and 500 of them standing outside.
It was packed. And then there'd be
when I tell you, everywhere.
Yeah.
Brothers. So people would be driving from Iowa. You got to assume.
We're here visiting LA.
You're here visiting LA. They told us to come to the comedy store, and they pull up in a Jungle Boogie. And they're like, what the fuck is this? I didn't know Kool and the Gang was playing. This is the wrong place.
These are the riots.
And I'm talking about, Eleanor, tell them that we had those bank robbers that hung out at the store.
Oh, my God.
The black guys from St. Louis that used to give us money all the time. And cell phones. Yeah. Those black people were real black people. You get killed down there on a Tuesday night.
And they would make Corey hold shit behind the bar.
You think I'm fucking kidding you?
Dude.
So, like, the word got around to the audience that, like, don't go down on Tuesday nights?
I think so, because here's the thing. Fat Tuesday would be packed.
Was so big.
And then the OR, there'd be like maybe 8 people. And one night I had this guy, and I remembered his drink. He ordered a rare coffee drink that we had on the back of the menus that nobody read. And Mitzi named them. They were W.C. Fields, Laurel and Hardy. And they were coffee drinks. But it was basically like a Mexican coffee and Irish coffee, just named after famous comics. So this guy got a Joey Brown. And I was like, oh, Joey Brown. Yeah, you're the Joey Brown. Because nobody says the name. So he goes, wow, you remember my drink. And he goes, you know what? Forget the coffee. We're going to get a bottle of champagne. There was 3 of us. And he goes, it's really dead in here. because there was nobody in the OR. And by the way, I was working the original room and the main room. That's how dead the OR. Like, yeah, that's just an afterthought, the original room. My main focus is the main room. So I bring him the champagne. He goes, it's really dead in here. Does it pick up? What? And I go, well, everybody's next door, the main room. He goes, yeah, that sounds more exciting. Can I go there? And I go, I'm just going to lay this out there. It's a predominantly black show. If you're fine with that, I mean, they're hilarious. They're some of the greatest comics in the world. And the comics were always mixed. It wasn't always just black, whatever. It was everybody.
They put me up.
Yeah, they put funny up is what they did.
They
yeah,
took good care of me.
So I brought him over and I gave him Mitzi's little booth in the main room, and he had the best time. He tipped me $1,000. So Mitzi called me the next day. By the way, I made $1,000. $1,037 that night. Thank you, Fat Tuesday. Because if that guy didn't come in, I would have made $37. Anyway, Mitzi called me the next day. Jesus Christ, what did you do for that? Because it was on a credit card, so I had to wait to get paid by the Comedy Store for it. And I go, well, there was nobody in the original room, and I just brought him over. What else did you do to him? She didn't believe me. I go, Mitz, I swear to God, I remembered his drink. He came in like 3 other times. And I knew him because he tipped heavily and he said Joey Brown. But he had the best time in Fat Tuesday. He was like, thank you so much. He tipped the door girls. Because remember, Guy used to have the door girls. I can't think of her name.
Yes, the real stunning. Yes.
Stunning.
That's right. He had door
Ali's
girls.
daughter.
That's right. He had Ali's daughter.
I mean, gorgeous girls. Like,
bring you to your tables or something?
Yeah.
Wow.
So everybody would calm down. This beautiful girl. One of my favorite things I saw on Fat Tuesday was they used to do the birthday dance. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Guy Tori would do the birthday dance, and they would go absolutely ballistic, right? So this guy comes up. The girls are like, go. They're in a long table in the back of the main room. And they were like, yeah, go up. It's your birthday. So the guy walks up. He's with his girlfriend and a bunch of other people. He's on stage and Guy's got like 7 other people. So they do this dance. And another girl whose birthday it was starts grinding on the guy that walked from the back. And his girlfriend, I was putting drinks down on their table. And she was like, oh, this bitch. And she was like, bitch, you better back up. And the girl started grinding even harder on the guy. This bitch from the back of the main room, she never touched the floor. She got to that fucking stage. Joe, I shit you not. She went on every fucking table and beat the piss out of that girl on stage.
Right during the show.
Everybody was in shock. She never touched the floor. She went on the tables from the back of the crying. I couldn't even help. I had a tray of drinks and I just put it down laughing. Because what the fuck were you going to do? I never saw anybody. I was waiting for her to just take off her weave and go. But she just went all intact and right to that girl. Beat the shit out of her. Guy was in shock. It was amazing.
I never really saw any violence or anything bad.
But it was just it took him a minute to break it up. But it was just funny how she didn't even fucking touch the floor.
One night I was there. And I was talking to Eddie, Griffin, and Mitzi.
Oh.
And they were telling me a story about Tupac.
Okay.
He
was a frequenter.
Tupac was at the store to go see Eddie. Or to go to Fat Tuesday.
We used to have Monday nights, too, that Eddie used to run. And every room was black on Monday nights.
Okay. So
every room.
Right.
Original room.
So something happened.
That was the early 90s.
And there was a shootout. And
yes.
They say if you look across the street.
Yeah, it was an old Western style. I was waiting tables that night.
Across the street at the what's the hotel across the street?
It's the Sky Bar Mondrian.
Right, the Mondrian.
And House of Blues was almost built. It wasn't built yet.
There's still bullet holes.
Yeah.
In the wall.
They were like a Western.
The shootout
old
started.
Out Western.
The shootout started in the original room, but they went out the side door.
It was the main room, actually.
No, that's what I'm saying. It was the main room, but they went out the side door.
Oh, I see.
That goes right onto Sunset.
Yes, yeah, the front door.
That's where the shootout, because Mitzi and Eddie were telling me. And
it was insane.
Eddie wasn't in the room.
No.
What happened was the next morning, Mitzi called Eddie and banned him. That's the story they were telling me. And Eddie goes, what are you banning me
What?
for?
Yeah, he didn't do
And
anything.
she goes, because Tupac came in here, your friend, and got into a shootout. He goes, so now I'm responsible for Tupac getting into a shootout? So it was to that degree, the store.
Jesus.
And I heard there was
some
metal
gang
detectors for a while.
We didn't do metal detectors.
Or they were searching you, something.
We had security just searching.
Because I was, at that time, in 96, I started making visits to LA and showcasing. I go to the Laugh Factory for the Latino Laugh Festival.
Yeah.
And I came back in 96, and I still remember driving by there and seeing Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
Like his name was on the big circle.
Yeah, remember? And he came back
Right.
in 2000.
That's when he came back.
Like 2001?
96 or something like that.
96, he would come in sporadically.
Right, he was coming sporadically.
In like 2001, 2002, he was doing every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday just to feel better about himself because he was really sick at that point. But Chewy used to carry him up on stage. Like, it was kind of sad, but it was awesome because he would kind of come to life, if that makes sense, while he was up on stage. And I remember watching this big black guy, dreadlocks in the front. He was right in front of Richard, just watch him. And Richard's holding court, Whoopi Goldberg, Chevy Chase, everybody's in there. And this guy just starts crying because he's realizing this guy's going to pass. Like, this is the end of days for the greatest comic that ever lived through that man's eyes. You know what I mean? And I was like putting drinks down like... like, why am I crying? What is this, a movie?
Now,
I gotta make money.
All these years were you watching this? Was
unbelievable.
Was comedy on your radar?
Never.
Yesterday we were talking about podcasting and the podcasting world, and how
you guys sucked me in. This some vortex. This is bullshit.
And how acting schools was such a scam. And my wife brought up, remember when Freddie and Eleanor signed up in school and they weren't allowed to audition for 2 years?
Yeah. Freddie quit because of it. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Sherry Shepherd quit because of it.
You're off the bat,
Bob Oshak. We were all in there.
But it's really weird how was stand-up ever on your radar?
No. And like you're saying, watching the greats, even Eddie Griffin, like every night when we had those Monday nights, that was the early 90s. That shootout was like 94, 95. Right. Because 94 maybe, because they got rid of it right away. And that night of the shootout, we had locked everybody in the office, Mitzi included. She was there. So we get everybody in the office, right? And I'm fresh out of South Philly, so I'm still half a hood rat. And, I'm strapped. I'm a mess because I was thinking the riots. I was dealing with like coming into, they have riots, whatever. Just pay attention, keep your head up. So when that shootout happened, I'm like, holy shit, it's in the place I work. My mother's going to kill me. She told me to not do that, not come here because of this. And like South Philly's any better. Anyway, so we're in the office. Everybody's in. I'm making sure everybody's there. And Mitzi looks at me. She's like, go out and get me a Courvoisier. I'm like, what? They're shooting. She's like, just go get it. And she's shaking like a leaf. I'm like, all right, I'm going to come back with a fucking bullet and a Courvoisier. Like, I'm a nervous wreck. Like, but she's looking at me because I'm like the tough girl, whatever, from South Philly. But I still don't want to be in the middle of a shootout, bitch. Like, so I remember like looking under the cabinets for Courvoisier because Mr. Pete locked everything. She didn't send the bartender out. She sent me out. I'm like, bitch, I will fuck you up. But I got her little Courvoisier, all nervous, like looking behind me. And I brought, thanks,
What was 95 like? That was Mencia, Rogan,
yeah,
Lawrence.
Mencia. Yep, Martin was always there. Chris Rock. Like in '93, I met Chris Rock because my first ex-fiance was his agent.
Right.
Yeah. So Billy, we were friends before we started dating, but he was always at the store and he'd be like, "Hey, Chris is doing a show." I remember Chris like pulling out a sandwich board with his picture on it to put on the sidewalk so people would come into the OR to see him. 93. Wow. Isn't that crazy? Chappelle too, he was always there. But he was underage and I think he was 19 or 20, something like that.
Not in 93 he wasn't. Because in 93 he did Robin Hood Men in Tights.
He maybe just turned 21 because he just used to sit on the patio and smoke weed until he was allowed on.
No shit.
Yeah. He's only 44.
Are you serious?
He's 43 or 44. Yeah. I'm almost positive. right?
46.
46. Oh, look, I made him younger. So in 93, he's 20.
He was born in August of 73.
So I just remember being like, I'm going to go in, but because the other underage people we had were Aries Spears and Jenica Berger. Do you remember Jenica?
No.
She was in and out because they were both 19, and Aries went on stage and shit on her, and she waited for him. She grew up in LA. She was a little hood rat. She was funny, and she waited for him, and when he got off, she fucking attacked him, and they had a fist fight on the back of the stairs in the original room. It was probably the best thing I've ever seen. Again, I couldn't help because I was laughing too hard. Sorry. It's just funny when a white girl just attacks. But they were the same age. So Mitzi banned them both. And they neither one. Aries would do Fat Tuesday, but he never did the OR again. Isn't that weird?
Crazy.
Yeah. I told Aries, and he goes, yeah, they banned me because I'm black. I'm like, why'd they ban Jenica then? Because she's white. He goes, oh, she got banned? Like, he didn't know. All those years, he just never came back. He just assumed.
Did she ever come back?
No. And Jenica's huge. She was on Shameless the past couple of years. She's an actress. She's been in a lot of shit. And she's also a producer. I always want to get her on the Comedy Store podcast because she literally was there for like maybe 8 months, maybe a year. But she was a funny stand-up.
And she was just a young girl.
Just a young girl, 19 years old. But Aries too. Aries, we know him. He stayed in the comedy game, obviously. But it's just like funny how like Jenica, no one, you'd have to Google her to figure out who she is.
Dave Chappelle smoking pot on the...
That was my favorite. Because he was the nicest guy. And Mitzi really liked him. Like if he was in town, there was a few guys she loved that would come from New York that she would always automatically put on. Chappelle was one. Jeff Ross was one. Attell she liked. Burr she didn't. It took her a long time to like Burr, which is weird to me because I'd be like, this guy's great. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she would do that. But I think the darkness started because her health was declining and she wasn't as involved. The Monday nights went away. Fat Tuesday started up. And that was one night a week. But we were still not getting anything on Fridays and Saturdays. Remember the main room was only open on Saturdays? When I first started, there was 2 shows in the main room, Friday, Saturday. In the OR, there was 3 shows. We used to do a 7, a 10, and a 12. Always.
Every night?
A Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
And so we used to have to change our shirts in the middle of shifts. Like very first started, 93. But then that went all the way down to 1. Then it went down to, and Terry will tell you that it's like, because when she came, it was really bad, unfortunately. We used to have like 3 girls in the original room waiting tables. And then sometimes with Pryor, we would have 4. But Mitzi only liked 3 of us. Like she only trusted 3 of us. So she got rid of the 4th one. But, it was just too clustered. But then it went down to 2. And then it went down to 1. 1 person waiting in a whole room, waiting tables. That's how slow it was. So it was, and we had some great nights, some bad nights. We had, like Rogan always says, nobody was in there. And I'm like, he's right to an extent from a comics point of view. But as a waitress, I would have been homeless. Like I was making money. It was my only job in LA for 12 years.
We were talking that
So
night.
I paid rent,
That night we also spoke about the change.
Yeah, but I think you guys are the change. I got to be honest. No. Adam getting rid of Tommy. Adam taking over, making those calls on like Spade, and getting a little bit more of a comedy element versus this development thing that Mitzi used to do, and she would just pass people and forget and just keep putting them on the lineup because obviously her health was declining and she wasn't fully aware of what she was doing. And the lineups, we joke about how we would hand it into her, like the comics would call in and she wouldn't get past the A's. So the lineups would be Ahmed Ahmed, Aaron Cater. Like she would just go down the first thing. Like she wouldn't flip through alphabetically all the comics. So we were like, shit, we have to write it different. You know what I mean? Like it happened a lot. The town coordinators, Duncan, when he was like, I got to get out of here. This is crazy. So he quit. And then, we got Tommy got moved up, and Tommy figured out how like just putting his favorites in front of her or whatever, and then getting rid of what he didn't like. So it was his fucked up power. Then once they got rid of him, Adam taking over and putting on, solid, hard-hitting comics, and Eric Anderson also, he's the vice president of the Comedy Store, which hasn't been a title since Mike Becker, when it was really run in the 80s and early 90s, So Eric Anderson coming in really also cleaned some shit up. And then you guys with the podcast, I got to be honest, Joe Rogan, Joe Diaz, you guys, Mark Maron, Greg Fitzsimmons, and then just people hitting, we had the Chelsea Perettis, Leslie Jones, all those great comics that were just kind of like not being recognized. D'Elia, Sebastian,
homegrown
Whitney, Eliza, Fortune Feimster, like seriously,
homegrown comics at the store
and they were there through the shit. Yeah, Leslie was really there through the shit.
Monday nights was a show when I first started.
Yeah,
and it was dead.
Yeah,
on Monday nights
because we had open mic on Sundays.
First Monday I ever walked in there was 6 people in the audience. Don Barris was on stage. Eddie Griffin was there with Tumac, the black guy from the Shogun of Harlem, that movie, the karate movie.
But Eddie Griffin, I have so many great memories.
And I was
with him.
so impressed by seeing Eddie Griffin.
He was dating Erykah Badu for a while.
Yeah, because I loved him. And at that time, it was Mondays were Men's Amor.
Yeah.
Tuesdays, the original room was dead. I think I got 3 spots at Fat Tuesday. And the last time I bombed really hard, and they were like that.
Hey, they were a tough audience.
They were a tough audience. And then Wednesday, you had the original room. Wednesdays was 30 people.
Yeah,
Thursdays was 60 to 80. Fridays was good. Mm-hmm. And Saturdays was good. Mm-hmm. And then Sundays was the open mic, and they were family night.
Yeah.
It was like going home to eat spaghetti on.
Yeah.
The shows, there wasn't a big audience, but you got to see everybody. Mm-hmm. You got to see people who didn't get spots during the week.
Yeah, Sunday was always open mic.
Sharpen up a little bit. So it was kind of a weird night, but I always enjoyed it because the stars weren't there.
Yeah, it was fun.
So it was our night.
Yeah.
I knew
certain comics just throwing heat.
But what happened was, oh yeah, you got to go up there and throw heat. What happened was,
a lot of delusionals come out on the potluck night.
On potluck night, you had the crazy guys.
Yeah, that's my
you
favorite.
Had the crazy guys that Mitzi didn't really want around. So
she passed them, but they don't get spots.
They stunk, and she decided, I don't want them around, but she didn't have the balls to say.
Sure.
So they would come up every night and get cocktails. There were 20 of them. Mm-hmm. There was one guy in particular, Michael something. He cried the blues every night.
Exactly who you're talking about.
Michael Pace or something like that. Something. When I was there,
I know his name. I just don't want to say it because he still performs.
What's the blonde bartender? What's the bartender from Boston? The manager from Boston that was really small and cute. She's on Facebook now. She was the manager, and she was such a sweet girl.
Oh, yes. Janet
Salvo.
Yes.
Everybody would attack her.
And she was so little and frail.
All those guys that weren't getting spots.
And she would just be like,
would torment her, like, can you talk to Mitzi for us? Blah, 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 blah. So then I got the job of hosting on Sundays. And at first, I felt compassion for them. But after a few months, I realized why they were not getting spots.
Yeah.
Because they were paying the fucking asses. And at that point, I would look at them and go, they would come to me and complain to me about, Mitzi's not giving me spots. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Why are you getting spots? And I would have to fucking talk them off the ledge. I'd say, listen,
it's awful.
If you're not getting fucking spots,
go somewhere else.
But it's that we don't want to go nowhere else. Then I don't know what the fuck to tell you.
Yeah.
So they got so annoying. It was like 8 of them that would, and they get there on Sunday at 8 a.m. and sign up. So they knew they were going to be number 1 until I got there. So I would call down there at 5. and I go, read me the list.
Yeah.
And they'd read me the list, and I go,
No.
that's not happening. Is Mitzi going to be down there tonight? Yes, she is. That's not going to happen. And I get on the phone, I call Andrew. Andrew, are you busy? Yeah, what's up? How would you like to do an hour tonight? what are you talking about? Come down to the store. I'll put you up at 10 o'clock sharp. You could do a fucking hour.
Really?
And he would go, I'll be there. And I would alternate them. I
Yeah.
had Mooney, Eddie,
Yeah.
and Joe. So I would look at their schedules, and I would see when they were home on Sundays. And I'd call them at 5. What are you doing tonight?
Come bump these
I'm coming down to the
motherfuckers.
store. Do me a favor. Come at 10. Eddie, do the joke about the flying the tree with Ben Franklin inventing cocaine, but do it at the 2-hour mark. So I would basically go up there. I would get my shit off. I would get my 10 off in front of
Get
Mitzi.
your $25.
Oh, I get my 10 off in front of Mitzi and kill to cover my next week's earnings. Because you had to cover, I had to make sure I got
cover the
spots
spread.
next week.
That's
I had
right.
to get spots next week. So I got to blow up this fucking room.
Yeah.
So I would go up there, blow it up for 8 minutes, and then Brigadier Griffin and all those poor guys would just be in the back, heartbroken. And they would come up to me and say, how long do you think he's going to do? And I tell them, 10 minutes, sit around. And I go outside, and at the 1 hour mark, they would start to break. And I would always have a backup.
Some of them would hang, though.
Oh, they would hang.
Oh, man.
But then the thing would switch again. And then I'd blame it on Mitzi.
Yeah, always blame it on me.
I get the list, go inside, and
Erase their names?
Oh, yeah, just start scratching names, putting this guy for number 89, this guy, because I knew Mitzi didn't want to see him. I'd move this guy to 78.
Do you think there's like a group of like 10 guys who just hate you from like the store? Like,
No.
I could have been something.
There's about 50 of them that hate me.
No,
so,
they couldn't.
Yeah.
If you didn't get the hint, I was trying to help you by not hurting your feelings. I was trying to tell you that, listen, she just did the list.
Yeah.
Because when she walked in, she would look at that list and look at it and go,
Yeah.
and she wouldn't say nothing. So that, like if Sergio Love was first, she would have a heart attack. She didn't want Sergio Love up first. You know what I'm saying? There was just certain motherfuckers she didn't
Lucky
want up
Charms.
first. Me Lucky Charms. Chicka. I love Sergio. No
Me
offense
too.
to Sergio.
I love Sergio.
I'm just telling you the truth, guys.
Because it was her.
She did not want
thing.
Sergio going up first, jumping up and down. She did not want. there was a-
Motherfucker, come from Calcutta.
Yeah,
I love
motherfucker,
Sergio.
Come from Calcutta. Jigga.
Yeah.
It was fucking. And then him and Lopez, him and Sanchez went to war.
Oh,
Because they were both doing the same joke. And, no parking in my parking. And the whole fucking deal. Hilarious. This was going on for months.
People killing each other in the parking lot. And you're just trying to regulate the thing so you don't get fired. You're like, I don't get go in the parking lot and kill
But
each
those
other.
8 guys, they were. I felt bad for them. They were great comics, but it was time to move on from the store. One thing I appreciated about Adam, I was there the night when the guy that played the violin, what was the guy that played the harmonica?
Charlie Fleischer.
I was there the night he threw him up, and I heard the conversation, and my heart fell to my knees.
Hallelujah.
And I went home, and I wasn't upset. I just thought about, I had said a prayer for him, and I thought about when that would be my day. When the talent coordinator would come up to me and say, Joey, you're not relevant no more.
Do you pray, because I do, that I know before they come up to you? Like I pray that I recognize
Yes. I will.
my down.
I will.
Before
because
they
I'm the
do.
type of guy I will. I'm critical of everything.
Same.
My main line is, I'd rather walk out on my feet than crawl out on my knees.
Exactly. And
Okay? When the Tommy situation, when that went down, I knew 2 things were going to happen. There was going to be 2 things that were going to happen from the Tommy situation.
No.
And remember, the Tommy situation was a coked out Joe Diaz. And a coked out Joe Diaz with 26 years of cocaine under his belt, where his fucking thinking wasn't that sharp. Told me one thing. I'm going to go down there one night, and I'm going to take 2 of those motherfuckers, and I'm going to grab one by this side of the head and the other one by the other side.
Just
and I'm going to bang their heads together till one of them dies.
Jesus.
I
knew this
it.
was this was really going to happen.
That's how he felt. Yeah.
They were on my territory. I'm not a gang member. I don't belong to the mafia. I don't belong to anything. I'm a comic, and I'm a comedy store comic, and they were causing problem on my turf.
You're a red and black.
And at that time, I wasn't healthy enough mentally to take on that war. I wasn't ready comically to take on that war. I just wasn't prepared. I was too much of a drug addict. They came up to me pretty much. Both of those jerk-offs came up to me and told me to my face. They're like, when Joe Rogan ends the Man of Whatever tour, the Real Men of Comedy tour.
Oh, yeah.
45 minutes is going to stop up here. Him doing 45 is going to stop. And the other jerk off with the hat on was next to him like,
Who is that one?
Yeah.
Who is that
it's
one?
Caparulo. Who the fuck is it?
Oh,
so it's Tommy and the other guy.
I forgot about
telling
him.
me
I'm sorry.
what
You're
the
right.
fuck is going to go down.
You're out. Yes.
And I looked at him and I go, okay. And I went home that night and I did not understand till I got home that night that it was a declaration of war, what they were doing.
Absolutely. And that's what they declared.
And I almost got in the car and went back there.
Because Tommy had no right to do that. And he's listening to Caparillo, and that's bullshit.
Both of them were sucking each other's dick. And they fucking... and they were sucking... There was like 4 or 5 of them.
John's feminine.
I could see the thing building. I could see where it was going. Even though I was coked out, even though my judgment was not on, I could tell that at one point... I saw 2 things. The first one was the night that Paulie threw Joe out because of the
worst thing I've ever
show
seen. Yeah.
On a Friday night when I thought I turned my back so I wouldn't have to lie for the lie detector test. That's how slick I am because I thought Joe was definitely going to hit Paulie and the other guy.
Yeah.
He's growing weed now. His mother still comes to the store. It's really
Dean.
sweet. Dean. I
Bro,
thought him and
Joe, you can't come here and do that.
I thought him and Dean were going to go down. And then I attacked Dean.
Well, that's,
In one of my cocaine rages, I went down.
He's not going to feel anything anyway.
No, Dean's a great guy.
No, we love Dean. We tease him all the time.
Dean's a great guy. In fact, he sent me weed. He's growing an Afghanistan
Dean's
seed.
a great guy.
He's
he was
a great
just
guy.
Sucked into that world.
So one night he came up to me, and I went after Dean very unprofessionally in one of my drug hazes. And I'll never forget that I went off on him and I said a bunch of things. And when I looked, I caught myself. It was a cocaine haze the night before.
Yeah.
I was frustrated. I wasn't getting nowhere. I was sick and tired of doing coke. And poor Steve Byrne was standing right there.
No.
As I finished yelling, he was just a young kid. And I looked at Steve Byrne, and he's such a sweetheart of a man. He could tell what I was going through.
He's like the nicest guy.
And I still remember what I uttered.
What?
I go, and I looked at him and I go, you don't fucking get it. That when fucking Mitchie dies, this place is done. We're gonna be filled up with assholes like that. That's what my cocaine mind was.
Well, you weren't wrong if they didn't fix it.
And I remember I got in my car and left, and I said, my days down there are numbered. Once I got into it with him, and then I got into it with the other, and I didn't get into it with the other guys. They came and gave me like a slight threat.
Yeah.
I had a package in my pocket. I was just happy I was getting a spot. See, in those days, Tommy was giving me 12:45 spots.
Yeah.
But once Rogan started getting pulled, Rogan said, no, I want Joey in front of me.
Yeah.
And that really pissed people off.
Yeah.
That really, and listen, people had the right to get pissed off. Trust me when I'm telling you. The store at that time was a ship being run by 4 or 5 guys that thought they could do whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
Eddie, Paulie, Andrew, Rogan. There was like 5 guys that were getting a little bit off course. We were forgotten why we're here for anyway.
Right.
This is 15 minutes. We're a family. Nobody's here to do better than anybody.
Exactly.
A couple, it started getting people come in and do 80 minutes and do 4 hours, and that's disrespectful.
There was comics that quit because of that, like Nancy Pimento, the girl who created Shameless. She was a great comic. She was also the first female writer on South Park with Trey Parker and those guys.
Where is Nancy
Pimento?
Pimento?
She created Shameless. Like, she's the head writer of Shameless. I don't know if she created it, but she's one of the head writers on that show,
Forgot
Shameless.
about me completely.
One of my favorite people on the planet. I've had her on my. I'm trying to get her on the Store podcast, but she's
and I
great.
Were so tight. In the
How great is she?
Open micers.
But she quit because Mooney, every time she had a showcase, Mooney would come in and bump her. So they would not stay to see her. And then she sold her movie, Sweetest Thing.
Right, she sold
it.
Right.
She's brilliant. She's still around. She just doesn't do stand-up. She's, wealthy.
Yeah. She doesn't need to do.
I mean, like, in a good way, though. She channels it a different way. She writes, And I think she just sold another show because Shameless is ending. Shameless is a great show. She's been writing on that since the beginning.
Too concocted for me.
I love it. It's too fucked up.
The crazy white dude, the black dude, the chick with the hair. Too premeditated for me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's got the hairdo.
William H. Macy's character is the best character I've ever seen on television.
Good. That's great. Better than Tony Soprano? Not really. So
no, but an alcoholic white guy who's too smart for. I love.
Leave me the fuck alone.
Oh, I love it. It's just a different way.
Fuck him and his cunt wife trying to fucking get that kid into school.
Well, yeah, that's fucked up.
She's going for a month. If I was that judge, I'd give her 6 months. And
I would too. I agree with you.
Surprised if she walks out of there with 6 months.
If she should
and the other
get
dumb
6
bitch.
months.
But something very interesting happened yesterday or the day before that nobody caught on. They're sweeping it under the carpet.
What happened to just letting your kids fucking figure it out?
No,
it's bullshit,
something
man.
Very interesting happened.
What?
Lynn Swan retired as the head athletic director of USC. That's not good. That's not good. Did you hear this new bitch's defense? That she not only gave money to them, but she also gave money to USC's department, and she thought she was building a building.
I believe it.
And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, because Lynn Swan has never done a thing that's been negative, he quit as the head athletic director of USC.
That sounds like some Sam Tripoli shit right there.
They didn't put it on the front page.
Right. They buried it.
They put it all the way in the bottom.
I didn't know it.
Look at what happened yesterday, guys. Nobody remembered it. Anybody remember a guy by the name of Todd Marinovich?
No.
Todd Marinovich was a quarterback who played for maybe UFC or Stanford or one of those. I may be wrong. And Todd Marinovich was a white kid.
Sounds familiar.
Oh, yeah.
Marinovich.
Tremendous quarterback. Not the best, but
did he go to the NFL?
Let me tell you the story.
Oh,
Let me tell you the story, Tic-Tac Titties.
Tic-Tac Tits.
Todd Marinich's father has become a really good trainer right now, and he's helping MMA people. I know he was about 10 years ago, 8 years ago. What's the story about Todd Marinovich?
I know his name. I know.
He was a lineman, that says?
Offensive lineman? A quarterback or a lineman?
Well, no, hold on. He's a former quarterback for the NFL and the CFL, the Canadian Football League.
CFL, yeah.
Okay.
He played for the LA Raiders.
Okay. Yeah. What college?
What college?
If he came from the CFL.
USC.
Listen, he played for UFC, and he was touted to go high. You ready?
Ready.
Pay attention. And one day,
flick his dick.
One day he was riding. His bicycle on Venice Beach or somewhere in this area. People could correct me. I'm just trying to state a story.
Yeah.
And he got mysteriously pulled over by the cops, and they found a gram of coke in his sock. So the word on the street was that the Raiders planted it so he could go lower in the draft, and they could draft. Because that was when Al Davis was playing them up.
Yeah. Al Davis don't fuck
was a gangster. So look what happens yesterday. Everybody's jumping up and down. Antonio Brown.
Yeah. And now that came out. That's crazy.
And all of a sudden.
Like they didn't know that.
Like nobody knew. The Raiders had that ace in their pocket.
Of course. Absolutely.
They had that ace in their pocket.
Absolutely.
They waited. Oh, he signed. Look at him flying like a bird. Oh, yeah, wait till he signs the contract. And we dropped it out of New England. They played, this is
New
the way the
England,
game
too.
is trained. Listen, NFL has
I said that at you. Fuck New England.
NFL has their own set of security people and liaisons.
Of course.
Fuck Philly.
So a lot of people don't
Fuck
know.
you.
They have their own liaisons.
Yeah.
And they do, like, this weekend, not Entourage, Ballers.
Oh, Ballers
There was the episode
is
with the head of
great.
security. Well, not this year, because they got that fucking...
I haven't watched. Yeah.
It ain't great. It's just an okay show. It's sounding like these fucking white people now in Hollywood. It's great. No, it's not.
I was into it.
You watch it from 7:30 to 8, and you go, okay, now I can watch 60 Minutes and not feel like a piece of shit.
Other than The Sopranos, what's your favorite show? Because Sopranos, to me, broke the mold. Like, that's the greatest. The Wire.
To me, it goes as orders. The greatest comedy of all time is The Honeymooners. Comedy 101, where the funny guy and the guy next to him are just playing off each
Straight
other.
up. Perfect.
massively.
Yeah.
Second tight comes The Odd Couple. I love all that shit.
Oh, yeah.
I do
same.
not like Saturday Night Live. I don't give a fuck who the cast
I'm
was.
with you on that.
I didn't like it. I always thought it
Feeling
was
you.
too pop culture and too played out. And
It's
the
all
people
just
that sit in
sucking
the
each other
audience
off.
just
Yeah.
went. Benny Hill, I think, was
Benny Hill.
brilliant.
I could cry. I love
Okay.
Benny Hill.
But were they, for a guy like me, what changed my life? Ricky Ricardo. I put it down yesterday on All Things Cuban.
Sure.
If it wasn't for Desi Arnaz, I wouldn't know. I put it just like this. The Cuban expression, yo hago lo me salga los timbales.
See.
And Desi Arnaz let it be known that you could do whatever the fuck you want in 1950.
He's brilliant.
It took CBS. I heard he was married to Lucy for 10 years.
Yes.
Before CBS would even consider him putting them on. Like, he fought barriers.
Fucking created the cameras.
He created the fucking 3 cameras. While all these motherfuckers, Stanislavski and all these acting coaches. Boom. How come that guy's over there? Why is that guy standing there?
Why
like
don't we
mud?
see him?
Give him a camera. A Cuban had to fucking put that together. So, and then he owns your studios. He's the only owner. He owns his own tapes.
Only a Cuban wants to watch every angle.
He did he covered the spread from A to Z. I don't know how we got on the topic.
Why don't we do a
top TV
reboot
shows.
of Lucy and Daisy?
But what I really,
I'd love to see you guys married.
I didn't watch TV for a long fucking time.
Yeah.
Once I get into comedy, there's no TV.
Sure. Well, yeah, I always work nights.
When I got into comedy in 91, that was the end of baseball, football.
I still watch sports, but I didn't get into shows until Sopranos.
Once I got into comedy. Then I was in Cleveland doing the weekend, coked up. I don't know what the fuck. I was working the Cleveland Improv.
Okay.
And I went back to the room. I got some coke, and I went back to it wasn't a hotel room. It was a condo across the street from
Of course.
the haven of death. The bar had everything. Heroin, Meshuggah pills,
Jesus.
Puerto Rican hookers.
With Meshuggah pills.
I don't
Happy
know.
pills.
Happy pills, So I fucking
Miserable pills.
went back up and I caught like episode 3 of The Sopranos. And I was pissed. When I saw that, and I'm like, that's the show they're talking about. I'll tell you why I was pissed.
Because you weren't on it.
No.
Oh.
'Cause
No,
I was in New York. I went to my buddies. I had a spot from the Laugh. Remember the old days? Well, no, because you weren't doing comedy. In the old days, the Laugh Factory made tapes. So I made a tape on Latin night. But the problem with the tape was the quality was good, but the volume was
low. Yeah.
So you had to go get. So I figured out a guy on what's that post office in Sunset? You make the
Yes.
Wilcox.
Yes.
By Wilcox.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
That he could take the volume and raise it up. So I finally got this great tape together. It was like a fucking 18-minute tape. How hard is it to get an 18-minute tape?
Jesus.
I got the tape. I got the tape. I took it to New York. I made duplicates. I called my manager at the
obsessed with
time,
you.
Ken Phillips, that morning. And I go, what do you want me to do? And he goes, all right, you have a couple jobs. Go drop a tape off at this place. Go drop a tape of Global Entertainment.
Okay.
Global at that time booked Governors. They booked like 6 or 7
Old
clubs.
school.
And they also had an
The
agency.
other Jimmy. Yeah.
Yeah, they also had an agency who sent you out for auditions. They had a bunch of people.
Okay.
So I went to Global and dropped off a tape. That was that's why I tell Lee. That's why I made one of those Lee mistakes. I was in Jersey and I agreed to a guest spot at the 7 o'clock show in Long Island.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. And it was,
I would have done the same thing.
It was
but yeah.
deep in the jungle. And I barely made it, and I died of my, because now you're there. I made it.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then,
yeah.
Oh, you're next. Well, guess what's going to happen? So I went all the way 3 hours to die a slow death. And when I got off,
For 5 minutes.
and it's so crazy because you go there to
We're
get
so
work,
fucking nuts.
and when you get off, you don't even bother asking the people. Like you're like, thank you. I already know the result. I'm not going to waste your time. I already know I ate a bag of dicks. Thank you though for letting
You
me
don't
try.
pay for guest spot. No worries. Thanks.
Oh my god! And I remember I went.
Walk home.
I dropped the tape at every place, and he also told me, he goes, write this address down. Drop your tape off. There's this new show, The Sopranos, and they're looking for guys like you. And I dropped the 3 tapes off, and I got lazy. And I said,
Joey.
I don't want to go in for a show about singing. And I never went in and
I
dropped
hate
it
you.
off. Can you believe that? I never went in and dropped
The only reason
tape
I'm
off.
laughing is because Wheels told Sebastian that he was in a spin-off of The Sopranos called The Baritones.
How sad was that?
Sebastian went home and told his family that he knows a guy who's going to be on the spin-off.
No, he did.
Yes, he did. He told it. You can listen to it on the Comedy Store podcast because he told that story. Me and Rick were dying. He was so excited because Wheels told him he would get him on. The Baritones.
If you've
Amazing.
noticed, one good thing happened about the success of Sebastian.
I love the success.
You know what the
of Sebastian.
success of Sebastian did for us?
What?
We didn't have to put up with no more knucklehead Italians. Because for 10 years we had a string of knucklehead Italians in this town.
Yeah.
So you didn't go to auditions.
No.
I went to all
But they would audition for Mitzi.
not the ones. Oh yeah, you got all those. You got all those knuckleheads. But when I had it from 2 directions. In the acting world, I would walk in, it'd be Frank Stallone.
Oh, okay.
That's the first moron I had to put up with. In an
Okay.
audition.
I love
And
Frank.
people talking to Frank. There's nothing to talk to Frank about. In fact, the other night I watched the Rocky movie and it was him singing at the end.
He got an Oscar for that.
God awful.
Two
For what song?
kinds of love. That's a great
Not
song.
that one.
Oh.
The other one that he did.
Oh, the Bee Gees.
No,
Oh.
not the fucking Bee Gees.
I'm sorry.
It's one movie.
Oh, on Rocky.
No, it was the end of Rambo.
I was going to say,
When
wait.
you're a soldier.
Motherfucker. I know
I'm
my
like,
shit.
oh,
I
this
know
is-
my Stallones.
I'm
That's my
like,
pseudo brother-in-law.
This is god awful. Poor Frank Stallone. Whoever told him he had anything.
He's good.
No, he's not.
I have a tape. I'll send it to you.
Please, leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Before the podcast started, Joey, you were just saying how like all it is sticking it out. Like you said, Greg Garcia was an extra on a TV show 20-something years ago.
23 years.
Oh,
He-
Jeff.
Today, he just
I mean,
posted.
Andy.
No, Greg Garcia just posted today.
Greg
The
Garcia.
director of fucking 20 shows. If you don't know who Greg Garcia is, you should be ashamed of yourself.
I'm
He-
mixing it.
23 years ago, he was an extra on 90210.
Oh, yes.
So
90210?
yeah, so
But now today, he has 3 shows in syndication. My
Yeah.
Name is Earl. Fucking
Yes.
the show with the gay guy that was trying to be straight, and the other one that he did for Fox. He's got 3 shows. In
Yes. I know
syndication.
exactly who you're talking about now.
so like the reason I'm bringing it up is
I went to a comedy world by accident.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
like I went to an open mic 2 nights ago with Agostino, and we were joking because when we were sitting there, a guy went up with a chicken costume on and did his entire thing about being a chicken. He's like,
Okay.
I had to go and
Makes sense.
sit through the chicken guy. Like, how many guys will stick through it and be like the crazy people, be like the Frank Stallone? Like, how many people will wait it out?
Well, Frank Stallone had a brother.
Well, he might be a bad example,
But he also got an Oscar for a song, so he's not like he didn't do anything.
But
Go ahead.
are there some crazy people who just stick it out and just remain crazy and don't get anywhere? And
Hell yeah.
Like just
Do you
30
wanna
years
see,
of
they're every
craziness?
Monday night at the Comedy Store.
One name, Lana Turner.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Robert William Aprovia, but yeah, go there.
Lana Turner.
Anna Turner.
Lana Turner. As sad as it sounds, I love Ralphie to death. He was my brother, Lana Turner.
Yeah, I've done some showcases with her.
Somebody told me 2 nights ago that they saw her and that she should have taken my advice to sell both houses, move to Florida, close to her family, and go on the cruise ships. And she would have been fine.
Yeah, she's good cruise ship. Yeah.
And she's perfect for the cruise ship. They have rated R shows and family shows. And that would have saved her a lot of time and aggravation because at what point, I mean...
Again.
Listen, nobody wants to give up.
Right.
But I'm going to be honest.
How hard would it be?
2009, I married Terry. I was off the blow, and I started thinking about it. And I got a call from the Funny Bones, some lady who worked there, and she goes, they really want to book you. We feel that because you open for Joe, that you have this underlying following that's about to burst. And I didn't feel it. They gave me a number, and I said, I'll do that if I don't have to work Sundays. And they said, you have to work Sundays. And I said, I don't want to do it. I lived up the corner.
Good for you.
And I said, I'm going to get a job selling cars over here. I wasn't doing spots at the store, but I was still doing spots at Flappers.
Yeah. This was during the Rogan.
2010, I would open up
Wow.
for Rogan. Rogan had 2 weeks of work for me that were easy. Rogan does it easy. There's no drama. There's no getting on
The
18
best.
planes.
Yeah.
There's no tour bus. There's no
Simple.
stupidity. Just straight up gangster comedy.
Same as Dice.
And I was pretty content. I knew my standing. I knew I wasn't one of the boys in the circle. There was never going to be a picture of me at the Improv. There was never going to be.
I'm with you on that.
Never going to be on a Comedy Central show. There's things that you accept. I'm never going to be on Fallon. I'm never going to be on Letterman.
Sure.
I'm never going to be on this, and you have to accept them. When I got into comedy, this 5th year, I heard all the rumors about television and what you needed. And at that time, at the 5-year mark, I already knew I didn't want to do Letterman.
Yeah.
I had just read too many books on Lenny Bruce and Richard Pryor
Yep.
and Renegades that
Real shit.
we don't adjust to rules. So,
That's right.
what? I don't adjust to rules in modern day. I'm not going to definitely adjust to them in comedy.
Not for him, yeah.
So I knew right off the bat. You have to be that honest with yourself and know what's going to and what's not going to work for you. And then comes the main word in your life, which is called adapt. You adapt to whatever they put in front of you. Mick Jagger said it best. You don't get what you want, but you get what you need.
Yeah.
If you really put it out into the universe, listen, Lord, I just need $2,200 a month to take care of my wife and to keep me in a couple hot dogs so I could smoke pot. And all I need to do is that. I don't want to be Kevin
Simple.
Hart. It could be done. You could work for that goal. There's tons of comedy clubs that there's always a career in comedy. Don't tell me there isn't.
There's always
Nancy
something.
Pimento. Nancy Pimento.
Amazing.
You know where I met Nancy Pimento?
Part of the Fun Bunch.
Punchline, San Francisco.
Really?
1996. Drove down from Seattle, 11 hours to do a guest set. At the 11, I was doing comedy
11 hours to do
8
a guest
years
set.
to do a guest set in San Francisco. Sleeping on the fucking car, and I went right back to Seattle.
That's hilarious.
And I met Nancy Pimento. I met, oh my God, there's probably 4 people that I'm still friends on from that particular
Wow.
open mic. And then I saw Nancy Pimento at the Improv. And she was part of the Fun Group.
We call it the Fun Bunch.
Doug Benson.
Oh,
Rich
that one. That's
Voss's
somebody
wife.
different. Bonnie.
That whole
yeah,
crew.
yeah, yeah.
That
That's
whole
a whole
crew.
different section.
That whole crew hung out together. And I didn't see it no more. You know who else was out that time? The chick that ate goat cheese with the omelets that came on the show.
I hope so.
What's her name?
I don't know.
She used to be on the fucking Chelsea Handler show. She's the fashion Hollywood chick.
Heather.
Heather
Yes.
McDonald was part of that crew.
She never was a store girl, but I
No.
know her.
She was an
She was an
improv
improv
girl.
person.
So was Pimento.
Right, but they
were
used
all-
to do.
Yeah, they were all at
Well,
the improv
no,
first.
Pimento was a store girl. Mitzi passed her.
But she would hang out at the store with the nice white people.
She was
Trust me.
good with the group. She
Right,
was in
she
a
was good
little
with the
clique
group.
of guys.
Right. And
that-
that were going in the right direction.
Yeah.
They were going. That's why she ended up writing that script.
Yeah,
But I know Nancy Pimento from 96
that's amazing.
at the San Francisco Punchline We were auditioning for the San Francisco comedy competition.
Oh, okay. So you went not just for a guest spot. You went. It was a big
No,
audition.
there's no fucking guest spots in those days.
Well, you said 11 hours for a guest spot. I go,
No, whatever
oh,
the
shit.
fuck it is.
Yeah.
Guest spot,
but you're
audition,
right. An audition
a
is
spot. It's a spot.
A spot
You're
is
not
a spot.
getting paid.
You're right.
You're not getting paid.
Yeah.
That's it. You're not getting paid.
But
the
there
gas
could
is
be an
yours. The
outcome.
hotel is yours.
Everything's
the
yours.
food is yours.
Yeah.
The whole package is yours. Welcome to the real world. There ain't nothing. The bluebird of happiness ain't there.
That still exists.
That's still you have to.
I've
you have
flew
no choice.
to New York to do basically an audition.
You have no choice.
With Lana.
Yeah.
For Jenny McCarthy. I think she didn't like me. I'm going to go with she didn't like me. I had a great set, by the way. I was shitting on...
There's some people that
kept saying the word retarded.
I'm not trying to
They
be
got upset.
a mean person here. I know my limitations. Hey, listen, Netflix is never going to give me a special. You see the tears on my eyes?
None. Why would they not give you a special? Your degenerates
I don't
thing.
give a fuck.
It propelled a whole nother. They're doing another one.
But it wasn't
They're the
me.
only one they're doing. Yes,
It
it is.
wasn't me. It
Yep,
wasn't
both,
me.
all of you. Jay, you. Yes.
They didn't even
Liza. I
didn't even
don't.
stand behind it or nothing. It didn't really matter. But that's what my point is. You have to accept the little things in your career, and they make you stronger.
Yeah.
That's it. You're not going to be invited to everything. You're not going to be one of the boys. You're not going to be invited to the,
Yeah, that's how Dice says.
You know how bad I want to go to Montreal? As bad as I want 10 guys to rape me in the bathroom.
Okay.
I knew that in 1999. I was that smart to know that.
Nice. Yeah,
So,
I agree. I don't
wait a
believe I
second.
fit in festivals.
I got to get
either.
on a plane in L.A. with these same morons, with these same jack-offs I see 4 nights a week, and go to Montreal to now see them in their element at a bar with their fake suits on and all the bullshit. I'd rather not go. It would be the last place I'd want to go. The last.
I'm
It's
with
like
you
one of
on
those
that.
things that sometimes God. Like I tell my
Yeah.
wife, something happened in my house last week. My wife wanted to be involved in the school thing, and she wanted to run for something. Now me,
Whoa.
I kept my mouth shut. I don't interfere in her affairs like that. But I know my wife. I know Terry. I know that I have a little bit of money put away. I put away every month. Sometimes I go on the road and they say to me, "Do you want your travel money?" And I go, "Give it to me in cash."
Yeah.
I take that cash and I put it in a bank account that nobody knows about
Smart.
because I know,
Well, now they know. But yeah.
I know that one day I'm going to hear the door slam and I'm going to hear stomping, how she stomps when she's mad. And she's going to come up to me and she's going to say, "We're going to pull her out of that fucking school. I hate those fucking snowflakes." I feel it coming.
Yeah.
In fact, it was really weird because I had to go to Dean Delray's house.
Yeah.
And on the way back, I drove past Immaculate Heart on Sunset, which
yeah.
goes up the AFI.
Yeah.
And I have a Jewish friend who sends his daughter there. He's like,
It's a great
he's
school.
like, they're progressive Catholics. They get the girls in order. They don't have to wear uniforms. Very progressive. And I already said, you know what? That's $35,000 a year. I'm gonna have to suck 10 dicks to make $35,000. But I already feel.
Yeah.
Like, I already let her know. I go, if you don't know this, then you don't know you. I've been with you for 20 years. And I know
Yeah.
any day now. Any day. What's that song? But I don't know what it is. Whatever.
Yeah.
Any day now. Won't be wrong. I won't be afraid. Any day now. She's going to walk in the door and I'm going to hear stomping. And I'm going to hear Mercy
Hysterical.
saying, "Mommy, but no. Mommy, but I want to stay there." And she's going to come in because it already happened last year. She went to pick her up one day and they couldn't find Mercy in Peak. And the principal was like, "Well," and Terry went.
Oh.
Terry told her to get out of my face and went and got the kid. And then on the way out, the principal was like, "Mrs. Diaz, we want to explain to you." And she's like, "I told you to get out of my face." I just told
And
you
she
to get
ain't
out
wrong.
of my face.
She ain't
So
wrong.
I already know my wife.
Yeah.
She's going to come
You
in
know
one
where it's
day.
headed.
Yeah. This is
It's-
just a few weeks. Tonight we're going to a PTA thing.
I'm dead.
Tonight I got to go to
bring your 3 Cuban cameras
I'm going
and
to
film from every angle.
I got to
please.
take her to self-defense class at 4, and then we're going to the
That's
house.
it. Get her warmed
We're
up.
changing.
Perfect.
I'm popping the 100 milligrams.
I was gonna say, there's no way he's going sober.
Oh no, no, and I might take you with me. Just so you can see what I lived through.
I don't have kids, Mom.
No, just so you can get prepared. Remember that case? Remember when Kennison would walk up to you and go, "Hi, how you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you doing good tonight? Yeah.
How you feel?
Are you married? Yeah. I want you to remember this face. Ah, that's what I'm going to take you.
It's my
You
favorite.
fall in love? Yeah. Eventually. You want kids? Yeah, a couple of them. Come to this
Get
PTA
the
morning with
fuck
me.
out of here.
You'll walk out of there like, fuck that. I'll never deal with those fucking snowflakes again. So anyway, my wife ran for this thing. And she was very excited. And last Tuesday when she came home, I saw she was kind of sad. And I took her, I walked her off the ledge. I took her for coffee, and we talked about it. And I told her, I said, listen, I learned something the biggest lesson I learned in comedy that is part of life, and this for you people too, is sometimes you want something.
You can't get it.
You want it so bad, you could taste it. But you don't get it. And you're pissed at people, and you're angry, and you hate the world, and you think your life is over. Oh my God, I didn't get that
it's
movie.
ending.
My life is over. Guess what? 9 out of 10, God did you a favor. Trust me. I'm here to tell you, I'm not Johnny Religious. You don't see me with a cross on my neck. You don't see
It's
me
just how
preaching
it
the Bible.
works. Yeah.
I'm telling you that if you're a good person, karma will avoid you out of that. I never forget, there was a movie Fucko made, the Fresh Prince of Philly.
Fucko.
What's the Fresh
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Why you going fucko?
Will Smith made a movie that when I read the script, it was so powerful, the tears were running down my eyes.
Oh,
Like
wow.
on page 15.
Pursuit of Happiness, maybe?
No, it was about him. I forget what the fuck it was, but reading the script, I didn't even sleep that night.
Wow.
I knew the part I wanted.
Wow.
I circled it. I knew how I was going to play it, and I went after this part. Longest Yard style, American Gangster style. All those movies I got, I sent the tape in, I went after it. I called producers. I called directors. You know me. I tell you one time, make the call. You don't call. I was calling producers. I was seeing what other projects producers did and talking to friends of theirs.
Yeah.
I fucking involved myself in this movie. I wanted these 3 scenes. They were going to change my life. It was a hotel clerk.
Yeah.
He ate something. Look at his movies. Ate something. It was about him he's dying.
Number 4, maybe?
No.
I'm just thinking of numbers.
Will Smith. And I'll never forget that. I didn't get that movie, and guys, I don't know what depression is. I went into a coke funk depression.
I get depressed. But you don't get depressed? Well, you...
No, not about stuff like this.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't let myself get depressed because I know it's percentages. But for some reason, this one, I'll tell you, I can tell you all of them that broke
What
my
year
heart.
do you think it might have been?
Started, what movies did he make from 2001 up?
Ali, Men in Black 2, Bad Boys 2, iRobot, Shark Tale, Hitch,
Hitch was good.
I Am Legend, Hancock, 7 pounds.
7 pounds.
Ah.
When the body dies, you lose 7 pounds.
Oh, yes.
So you lose
I never
your
even
soul.
heard of that one.
Yeah, exactly.
It was an probably an
here-
independent.
here
Probably
I
he made
thought
it himself.
It was going to change my whole fucking life.
Yeah.
It was going to change
movie,
my whole fucking life. When I went in there, I knew that. I know. You know how you know lines?
Yeah.
I knew the script inside and out.
That's amazing.
I know Will Smith's line. I knew everybody's lines in the fucking movie.
You had
When
it
I
down.
walked out of there, I was like, I got this. And it was one of those movies that got cast around a holiday or something. So it was like a break.
Oh,
bro,
shit.
please, I'll tell you the next one.
It sounds like an independent project.
No, it
because
wasn't no independent.
It has a good cast, but
Will Smith don't do nothing independent. They pay him 20 right off
Yeah,
the
but
bat.
if it didn't,
No, it just didn't. Will Smith
It just didn't hit.
Just didn't hit.
Interesting.
It came out on the weekend with a Disney movie. It got buried
I see
under
what you're
this.
saying. Yeah,
the marketing wasn't done right. Nobody knew about it, so I didn't lose. What was the sequel to Get Shorty?
Yes.
The sequel to Get Shorty, I lost that role
Damn it.
to a guy that died
No.
a week after he did the movie.
oh motherfucker,
And I loved him.
Yeah.
Don't get
be
me
cool.
Be
Be cool. Be cool,
Be
bro.
cool.
Oh my god.
Be
cool. I went down there. I read for it was what's her name, sister partner from The Sopranos,
Oh, okay.
Georgine Walken. I went down there. It was down by Santa Monica, all the way by 4th Street.
Okay.
I went down there, walked in, read with her. On the way back, they beat me and said, "Turn around. Travolta's going to be here in an hour. He wants to read with you." I read with Travolta, and then I came back again and read with Jesus Christ, whoever else was the star was at that movie, because they added some.
Vince Vaughn, Uma Thurman,
Keep going.
Cedric the Entertainer, Andre Benjamin,
Go ahead.
Steven Tyler,
Go ahead.
Robert Pastorelli.
Robert Pastorelli. He died a week later.
Oh, Jesus.
And
He's the one that got it.
He got
right,
it.
Right.
Robert Pastorelli, you know who he
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
He's an old. He was a.
Oh, and everything.
He did.
like,
He did the Arnold movie. He was the one that was the witness relocation plan in the Arnold movie. What's the one where Arnold finds people with Vanessa Williams? Remember that?
oh, what's that one? I'm thinking Terminator, but that's wrong.
No, nobody remembers these fucking people.
I'm
But
terrible.
anyway, I fucking read for that with Pastorelli. I read for that with Travolta. I mean,
I love how many things you've read for.
She called me at the house, and she told me how great of a job was.
Eraser.
It was December.
Yes, now I see
It was
it.
December 18th. It was like a Thursday, and I knew this town shuts down that Friday. And I was going to Sony to read for everybody for this.
Oh, I see what you mean.
this
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
And I had this backwards and forwards. I hired a
got
coach.
this.
I had the black velour warm up with the gold chain, the wife beater.
Stop hitting on
because
me.
I kept switching. I kept switching outfits to
That's
give
hysterical.
different looks. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you know me, dog. I'm way ahead of the fucking sphere.
Yeah.
So on this one, I wanted to play the guy like a gangster with like Pastorelli was gonna play him. I fucking got high, ate breakfast, went over my sides, put it down in a notebook, wrote my lines down in a notebook. Fucking went in the shower. And while I'm in the shower, I hear the phone ring. And I fucking answer. It's my agent. I go, "What's up?" And she goes, "Listen, I'm sorry. They booked the role out of New York last night. You're not going to get it." And I remember going, "Okay," hanging up the phone. And just crying. Like, this movie's going to change my life. Steven Tyler's in the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Everybody's in the movie.
Yeah.
The movie bombed.
It did bomb
The
because
movie
you.
it was horrible. It was
I've seen
god-awful.
it on cable,
God-awful.
but I never.
God awful. Vince Vaughn.
We can't even remember the
they
name
just
of it.
ruined it.
Yeah.
Vince Vaughn, a bunch of them just ruined it. So sometimes when you don't, I learned this from comedy.
Sure.
Sometimes when you don't get something, at the end they're really doing you a fucking favor.
Yeah, it's a cliche to say like one door closes, another one opens, but it's a real thing. Like,
Look, I told him after the strike in 2007, all that were calling me, everybody wanted to make a movie on YouTube. Everybody. Oh, YouTube series.
oh yeah,
Joey, YouTube. Oh, low budget, $100
It's
a day.
actually up there now.
YouTube. And one day I said, you know what? I'm not doing these no more. And for a year, people kept calling me, "Hi, we'll give you $200 a day." It's a nope. Boom. I got a call from fucking the Travolta, the De Niro, Stallone movie.
Yeah.
It didn't do nothing, but by me holding out,
And yeah,
I proved to myself, and we go back to the universe takes care of yourself.
yeah,
The universe will take care of yourself if you stick to your guns. This
Yeah.
is what I'm not doing anymore. I'm not doing it.
yeah.
I don't give a fuck what.
No matter what.
My cousin works for Warner Brothers. It's sold. Listen, sell it, and then we'll do second series.
Yeah.
But until then, all these people are gone now. Like, they don't do nothing no more. But the question I want to say to you was, how funny is it that Sebastian hit
Yeah.
and that whole Italian coupe disappeared of comics?
Yeah. 'cause
Jimmy and Joey, Wheels, the Marino.
Jimmy and
I love them
Did you
all
ever
to death.
showcase to be a Jimmy?
Oh, about 8 times. That was the role I wanted all my life. To be fucking Jimmy.
My favorite thing.
I just saw him. I really liked him.
I love them,
I
but
love him, but it was the Night of 1,000 Guidos.
oh,
They tried everything.
everything
They
you
tried
could
everything.
think of.
They tried fucking everything.
I remember Jimmy and Joey were in, I forget which Joey or Jimmy he was on, but Jimmy and Joey were in the OR on stage, and Dice was like, you can't say, oh, that's my thing. Like, because they would tell a joke and go, oh. And Dice was like, that's my thing. And he's totally fucking with them. But they went on stage doing their thing, and they tell a joke, and Dice was sitting in Mitzi's seat in the back of the OR, and you'd hear them like tell whatever, why don't Italians join the witness protection? No witness. Oh, like they would stop, and Andrew goes, "What I say?" And then they do another joke and try not to do it with the O on the end of it. Oh my God. It was the saddest and greatest thing I've ever seen. Because he was just fucking with them, but he sat there to make sure they wouldn't do it. Nobody gets that Dice is a fucking goof. 90% of the time, he was torturing Luca with Palenka.
He was fucking with all those guys for a while.
He's the effects master.
And then he called me the one day and he apologized. Because I told him, I said, fucking Marino's not doing you. It's a form of flattery. Get over it. No, he's not. Him and Luca are doing me. That's how I met Dice.
Well, somebody...
Scott
Day. Scott Day. I love Scott Day.
Scott Day waited for 11, and Dice purposely called Scott and told him to put up Marino and Luca, and that he was going to meet him down there at 10:30 on a Tuesday. And he sat there and he's like, look at them, they're doing me, and you let them do that. Remember when Luca would go in his pocket and take his lighter out to light a cigarette? He had a flame, a barbecue lighter.
Yeah.
He would take it out and light it. But the funniest line Luca would have is, I don't know if you guys know it, I'm a Gambino captain. I used to be a hitman for the Gambinos. I can't tell you how many times people came up to me after the show and go,
is that true?
He really into Gambinos?
He's an idiot. And I love Luca.
I love Luca too. I miss Luca.
Me too. I haven't seen him in forever.
I miss Luca too. But that whole Italian scene.
But sometimes that Marino would tell people that Dice stole his act. Like, he's told club owners that recently. And I'm like, what? And I like Marino. Like, he's funny. He does his own, whatever. He's, he doesn't look
my style
Italian.
Is Dice too. My style is Dice.
Everybody, I
Dice
keep telling
inspired
Andrew
the shit
that.
out of me, but so did fucking Rodney.
Right.
And so did Bill Hicks, and so did Pryor.
Yeah.
So when you see me sometimes, I feel when I'm doing Pryor on stage. I know it. When I catch myself and go, ooh, you can't do that.
Yeah, I feel that way. Yeah,
you can't do that.
Pull back a little, because there's a lot of people I'm inspired by.
I know exactly what Hicks would say. I know his mind thought. When I say those little tags at the end, that's Hicks.
Yeah.
I'm just emulating Hicks. Hicks wouldn't let you go down without a fight. So he would give you little tags at the end. When you throw a joke, those little tags at the end, that's Hicks.
Yeah.
Suzy Call. That whole
Irera too. Irera does that. It's a style. It's and I catch myself because I watch so long, 12 years at the store as a waitress, watched them so long. Sometimes I'll catch myself like, fuck, that's very Irera-y. Like, don't say it like that. See how you say it.
These are the people that taught you the game.
Exactly, but we do emulate people. We do look up to people. Judy Gold is one of my favorites. So you could see that in me. My new favorite is Jessica Kirson. Do you know Jessica? Oh, we already talked about it. Oh my God.
I didn't say hello because we were in the original when I was about to go up.
Right.
But I didn't say hello. She's very funny.
God
But she's been at it for 20 years.
She has, but I didn't know her until I started doing stand-up.
She's been ripping it up 10 years ago. She was ripping it up, but she's a lesbian.
Yeah.
Right? She's a lesbian.
I like that you threw that in there, yeah.
But she's Jersey girl.
Yeah.
She lays it down for you.
She said that, people told me I'm triggered from what you said. She goes, yeah, I have kids. You'll get triggered all day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
That's
please.
a great line.
I'm triggered.
I'm triggered. But she's just brilliant. She's just always been. And but I didn't know her because she didn't come to L.A. And that's my other problem. If you didn't come to the Comedy Store, I really didn't know your stand-up. You know what I mean? So my influences are all basically Comedy Store people. You know what I mean? So some of it's fucked up. That's what Rogan's favorite thing was, is that you would come in, and when I was waiting tables, people would be like, oh, how's the show going to be tonight? And I'd be like, all right. And I'd show them the lineup, and I go, right here, you're going to want to go take a piss. Mm-hmm. Out here, after this guy, you're going to want to shoot yourself in the face. Like, I would fuck with people, but they would laugh and tip me more So I was working the table not knowing it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I was
Right,
doing
yeah,
stand-up.
yeah.
I didn't know I was doing that, but I was just trying to make money. So I was like, yeah, you're going to take a long walk around the building because both of these are terrible. And they would always fucking, at the end of the night, be like, you're absolutely right. That was awful. I sat through it. I should have listened to you. I should have taken a break because the guy after him or the girl after him was great. But that, Mitzi had her fucking nuts that she would just throw in there to fuck with people. She's another one who would fuck with people on a regular basis. Like she put a nonchalantly on, I don't know how you say his name. Do you remember that fucking guy? He couldn't do 15 minutes. He looked like a genie came out of a bottle.
She had
And nonchalantly, his name's on the wall. Hilarious.
She had a couple of people.
He could do a solid 6.
There was a kid that wore like
A unitard? Frank Lemmerman? He wouldn't talk. Lemmerman I loved. There was another guy. Lemmerman went up in a singlet.
Like a wrestling singlet?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
Yeah. And he would play paddle tennis, ping pong, whatever the fuck. No, with himself on stage.
It's so funny to hear this now because for comics like me,
She
like
loved
this
it.
store is like, it's like an
loved
induced
it.
a set on like heaven. And to hear people doing that on the stores.
Yeah, but he was
crazy.
in his country. He's huge. In Germany, this guy's fucking huge, right? Lemmerman.
Yes,
Crazy
okay.
as they come.
Oh,
I owe him an email.
fucking crazy
Sorry, Frank.
motherfucker.
With his hair real
yes,
high.
a sweetheart,
But a sweetheart, but fucking
Sweetheart.
bizarro.
but fucking out there, out there. He was only in town. He only
Make
lived here for
noises
like,
and
he
shit.
only
His
lived here
name's
for like,
above the OR.
he only
His-
lived here for like 6 weeks, right?
Yeah, a couple months.
Couple months. Like he just came in and had spots every night. But he was huge in Germany.
I'm surprised
Like-
Cocaine Joey
Mitzi
could deal with
loved
these
him.
people.
Fucking Nazis
loved
were
him.
coming in all the time to see him.
Oh my
There was
God.
more German tourists. I remember that now that you
Mitzi
say it.
fucking loved him.
He wore like a shiny suit.
He would switch it up. A singlet, the shiny suit, all
Yes.
kinds of shit.
Oh my God.
He'd be like, hey, I don't know, whatever his accent, I don't know. But he'd be like, I was in the hot tub with girls in putty shorts. And I'm like, oh, that's great, man. He's like, now I'm going to go on stage. And then he wouldn't say a fucking word while he was on stage. He would just make noises or do weird shit or play the fucking table tennis. She loved him. There was another guy she told me was going to be the next Jim Carrey. And then Lauren Peltz, you remember Lauren, the little waitress, one of my best friends. We worked there for 6 years together. She backed Mitzi up. She goes, this guy's going to be huge. I never saw him again. He was fucking retarded from the minute I saw him. But Mitzi was like that. She liked that, like, bizarro. That's what the main room was for. Because she would have, like, more of a show-y kind of thing. It would be like a regular stand-up. Then it'd be like Janice Hart, who was doing, like, song parodies. And Val Pappas and Monica Gaines that were doing characters and shit like that. Frankie Pace. Frankie Pace would do all those fucking little, put up stupid shit on his head and dance around. Then it would be Dom Irrera, John Mulrooney, Sherry Shepherd, Retha Jones. You know what I mean? Like, she always liked a bizarre kind of eclectic comedy taste. She was fucking nuts. But some of those people just disappeared. Anon, I never saw him again. I have no idea where he is. He's probably running CIA or something. He was so fucking weird. That other kid, I can't think of his name. I have no idea what happened to him. The next Jim Carrey. But she would do that. She passed Jimmy and Joey. Then she saw them again and she was like, oh, no. I messed up. Sorry. But with Sebastian, he bombed on her showcase for her. He had just graduated Sandy Seashore's class. And he didn't do well in her graduation thing either. Then showcase for Mitzi didn't do well. She passed him. I remember looking at the paper like, oh shit, she's okay. Because that guy didn't do well. And then she kept putting him on, moving him further back in the lineup. He'd be 1 a.m. to, 1:30, late night, sometimes just the belly room, But she kept him in the loop and people were pissed. Like, who the fuck is this guy? Mitzi just passed him because he's good looking, but she didn't. I asked her, I said, did you pass him because he was cute? Because she's done that before. Luca, you're welcome. And so she did that a million times. She goes, no, I don't like that one. I like that way. And So 2 years later, we're sitting in the OR. Sebastian's fucking annihilating. And she looked at me, she goes, I surprised myself with that one. She saw something. I don't know what she saw. But sometimes you see it, sometimes you don't. Everybody can have that 1 or 2 great sets. Like, there's comics I know that are pretty awful, but I've seen them have great sets. Once, at least.
That's the lesson we learned from her, that what you walked in there, you walked out a different person. If you stuck with it, and if you
and
did
he
what
stuck
she
with
did,
it. And he stuck with it. Sebastian, I mean, because you were talking about Sundays when he would come in at like, say, 11, 12.
Working. He was a waiter.
Right, but he would have the day off.
The day off.
But
yeah.
To sign up, I'm saying, remember when they used to come sign up on Sundays? So he would, I'd see him in the parking lot during the day. I go, what are you doing? He goes, bronzing up while I wait to go on. Bronzing up. But he would like lay out to wait for the sign up sheet to come down, sign up, go to Four Seasons, and come back later that night. Four Seasons.
This is why I think that you got up the system so fast and you become so funny, because you saw the proper way to do it, and you did.
True, but got thrown to the wolves quick.
But you have
which is great.
Listen, you have to get thrown to the wolves quickly. You have to.
Yeah.
I throw people to the wolves all the time quickly.
Yeah.
Because I want them to know what they get involved into.
Yeah.
From time to time, you need to get thrown to the wolves.
And I look at those bite marks and they propel me to do better.
It makes you go home and really think about what you're doing with your life.
And if you want to do this.
If you want to do this. And this is...
It's a long, ugly haul.
There's 1,000 people that want to be a comic.
Yeah.
Doing it and doing it correctly is a different
whole
story.
Nother story.
And that's where we were lucky.
Yeah.
We were lucky.
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention. I just put my head down and kept going down there.
But you were one of my favorites from the minute you walked in, like as far as on stage, just fucking.
It fit who I was.
The story, you mean? Yeah, you're right.
For me,
it's like a Holtzman thing too.
Listen,
like
from
you just.
The third day did comedy, from my third set, people came up to me and said, "Has Mitzi seen you yet?" So
yeah.
The store was made for a guy like me. I belong there. That's why today I don't go anywhere else.
Like Simone would say, the land of misfit toys is what we are at the comedy store.
It. And you know
we're just water guns shooting jelly.
And you know what, man? If you don't belong there, that's fine too. I'm not mad at you. You belong at the Improv. It
find your place. Don't sit and complain that you're not in one place. Don't do
Nothing
that.
bothers me more than that. There's
a million.
4 other comedy clubs in L.A. and 96-7 rooms.
Go
but
with
you're
who
here
backs
crying.
you. Yeah.
You're here crying, wasting time.
Go with
Don't
who
worry about the
backs
comedy
you,
store.
Man.
When you get that funny, the comedy store will find you.
That's right.
They'll find you.
Yeah.
They'll call you.
And even if you are that, like you think you're that funny, which is fine because a lot of people do think they're that funny, they work elsewhere. Like they say, you can't make it unless you're in at the comedy store. I'm like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
There's a million comics.
How many times
that
did
have come
Ari
up.
showcase?
7 years. I don't know how many times, but 7. Him and Shandling are neck and neck.
18, wasn't that something crazy?
Him and Shandling are neck and neck for not getting past for the 7-year mark.
Gary Shandling and him.
Yeah, he's in a group with Gary. Gary, I remember him. God rest his soul. He was hosting the Emmys, I think it was, and he was in the comedy store. And me and Mitzi were walking down the hall, and she spotted him. I didn't know it was him at first because you walk, it gets a little darker, and of course I'm trying to probably save someone's job while I'm walking. I'm like, well, Mitzi, they didn't mean it. They just sat down, and they're human, and so and she see, oh, Gary, and she yells. He comes over, and as soon as he saw her, he automatically started sweating. I was like, this motherfucker is hosting the Emmys. Does that ever go away? It didn't go away with her. No matter what, they still had that fear. I remember Eddie like he came over, he was talking, Gary, sweating, wiping his brow. Yeah, I'm hosting the Emmys. Oh, yeah, it's nice. Like it was nothing. Like, yeah, good, your little gig. You want to do a spot in the OR? No. He's just sweat. I'm going to go. I was just meeting a friend. He was so panicked. And he left. But like, I was thinking of like Eddie Griffin and Diaz in the 90s. They had a big fight in the kitchen, or maybe it was 2000. It could have been 2000, because I think Andrew and I maybe just started dating, or it was right before. So maybe it was like early 2000s. They had a big fight. Mitzi came in. She was like, "What happened?" And I'm like, they just had a stupid argument over stage time, blah, blah, blah. It's no big deal. I tried to squash it. I want to talk to both of them. So I'm like, what are they, 8? Okay. It's Eddie Griffin and Andrew Dice Clay. You want me to? So they come in. She's sitting on the white couches. Remember in the kitchen, we had those white couches. And she would always sit on the far back one so she could look at herself in the mirror across. I don't know if you knew that. But that's what she would do. She would look at herself. Right? So she's sitting on her bench. These two come in like schoolboys. I've never seen them like, "Hey, Mitzi." Like, all of a sudden the leather jacket's off. Eddie's big hats are off. Like nothing. They were just two kids afraid to get in trouble with Mitzi Shore. And they both sat down and she goes, "What happened?" And they're like, "Well, you go. You tell it." Like, I'm watching these motherfuckers squirm. Because this is how powerful this woman is in their career and in what they want to be accepted by. It was the greatest thing I ever seen. I was like, this is fucking awesome. I don't understand.
I had the same relationship, but with me, I always won.
Oh, you were good with her though. Because you were funny.
I used to get her before she could say anything to me. If I did something wrong, I'd go up to her, hug her, talk to her, and then she'd go, "Oh, don't take your dick out in the original room no more."
I told her. I
took it out a week later.
Of course.
And she's like,
"Joey, what I say?" No, you're not getting banned. Just what I say.
She didn't ban me.
No, you were. I remember I
was running on a thin line at that place, bro. I could tell you.
But she loved it because she knew you were part of her, like, that kind of comic she loved.
No, she loved all that shit.
It's a troubled soul. And they got a lot to say, and it's fucking great.
She loved. I don't know if you remember. They accused me one time. One of the managers, I dated a girl named Carol.
Huh?
So one of the
I remember Carol, of course.
So one of Freddie was starting to blow up, and the white kid with the glasses, his buddy, Oshak came to me one day.
Freddie Soto and Oshak.
Mitzi really likes you, and I can't do this job anymore. Do you mind driving 2 days a week? Because Freddie was blowing up. He was opening for Carlos. So now, I was a telemarketer. And then Enz Mitchell did away with the telemarketing division. Me and
I hate that motherfucker.
The guy that was dating Kelly Kirsten. So I started driving.
Fazio.
So I started driving.
The best.
I started driving the van. Did you know that? Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And I had to go get a tongue sandwiches.
Always.
I had to go to.
That's her favorite.
What's that?
Chin Chin. It's fucking Chinese chicken salad.
And I used to have to go to that hardware store.
Oh, Kuntz.
She loves that.
She loved that
place.
I'd be like, Mitz, the fucking aisles are too small.
But one day I actually went to the bank, and they gave me 100 over. And I took the 100 and I had to go right to La Jolla at 5. I went right to La Jolla and they didn't say nothing to me. The bank made the mistake. And then another time, I would never steal from the Comedy Store. Like, I already knew if you steal from here, there's no coming back.
It's going to come back, yeah.
There's no coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy liked Carol. He would always flirt whenever I brought Carol. No, I didn't say nothing. I was just giving this guy the opportunity. And one day, he just came up to me. He goes, "Hey, man, there was a carton of Marlboro Reds missing." And I go, "Well, I don't know. You gave me with a list, and the person gave it to me, and he just started on me. I think you robbed it. Did you rob it?" And I go, "Why would I rob a carton of cigarettes?"
Whoa.
I work for Mitzi Shore. And I still remember the guy's face.
Was he a manager or something?
He was a manager. And this is when the managers didn't matter.
You're right.
This is when managers didn't matter. Like
I've had people come up to me. I was a manager.
Yeah.
I don't remember you.
Yeah, you could smack them.
That's how many. I fired 3 of them myself.
Yeah.
I was a waitress.
She was a waitress. She ran the place. Eleanor really ran the place.
The nerve of me to fire fucking people. The managers were just
standing there taking orders. So this manager kept up. He kept up on it. And he got the one guy's ear.
What a piece of shit.
He got the one guy's ear. And they were on it for about 2 or 3 weeks. They were on this thing with the carton of cigarettes. And I swear to God, at the time, I smoked Camel Lights. Even there. You know, why would I steal Marlboro Reds? So finally I got a call from Mitzi, and she goes, this guy, let's fix this. So I went down there at 5 o'clock. The meeting was 4 on a Friday.
Oh, Jesus.
We had to pick up checks anyway.
Yeah.
So I had to go pick up my check, and I went down there, and it was me, him, and Belinda.
Oh, good stuff.
What was her name? What was her last name?
Who the fuck cares?
Belinda.
What a piece of shit. Good stuff.
And because me and my wife were trying to figure out her name. And I will never forget that I sat down as calm as I could. And Mitzi goes, do you want to tell me what happened? And I right with Belinda sitting there and the manager sitting where you're sitting, because he was sitting next to Mitzi.
Yeah.
I said, Mitzi, sure. Before I came here, I was a criminal. And I accept that for what it is. But now I'm a comic. This fucking piece of shit, just like that. I go, he keeps fucking saying that I stole a pack of fucking carton of cigarettes. Mitzi, I'm looking you in the eye telling you I didn't steal a carton of cigarettes. Now I'm looking you in the eye. And if you say it again, and he went to say something, I go, don't even say it or I'll fucking smack you in the fucking face right here, you motherfucker. I just went off on one of those Diaz tangents.
Yeah, and Belinda's just thumbs up.
Mitzi's pussy just blew.
Yeah.
You could see the steam.
Hanukkah Bush was out.
She loved comics who stuck up for themselves and who threatened and
didn't give a fuck.
And didn't give a fuck.
For
and I told
a manager.
We'll take it. I'll beat you in here.
You
I'll
turn
beat
on
you
the
outside.
lights, bitch.
Mitzi's like, oh, stop. And he's like, you're not going to touch me? I'll dial 911. I go, Mitzi, you see we got to deal with these fucking pussies? And that was it. It was never mentioned. The guy got fired. And I saw him in Ralph's like a year later. He shook my hand.
Piece of shit.
Fuck him. Where are you this weekend?
Harvey's Comedy Club. Yeah.
What nights are you there?
Thursday, tonight. Through Sunday.
You're fucking beautiful.
That's who I am, man.
I'm happy you can make it through today. I was in the mood for family today.
I love you.
I had like
Thank
two
you for
people
having
who
me.
called me. I'm like, I'm not in the mood to interview nobody.
Them.
I just want to talk to family. It's fucking mid-September. I'm headed to Dallas. It's sold the fuck out.
Which one are you doing?
San Antonio sold the fuck out. The Majestic Theater.
Yeah.
The Aztec Theater's gone. It's over. The only thing that's left in your fucking future is Chicago on September 27th. And those motherfuckers are going fast. Then after that, I got Kansas City October 11th. I forget the name of the theater. And the fucking Paramount Theater in Denver. We just added a second show at 9:30. So there you have it. If you want to go see me,
plug other ones?
those are the dates. Yeah. Where else are you going?
Uncle Vinny's, 18th, Point Pleasant.
That's a good
September 18th and 21st. And then Mr. and Mrs. America with Dice and Roseanne. The 19th and the 20th, Paramount Long Island with Dice and Roseanne. And Hard Rock Atlantic City with Dice and Roseanne.
Really can't wait.
Also, the Roar Comedy Club in Springfield, Massachusetts.
Well, don't
I'm
give them
excited
too many
about
because
that.
you got to assume they're retarded.
Listen, don't
And
be
they can only
retarded.
remember
Go to
one
my
of them.
goddamn website.
But I really want you to go see Dice and Roseanne. That sounds like a fucking great show.
It's going to be great.
Sounds like a great show. I'm happy you're being a part of that. Before I leave, a real quick word from our sponsors, Dollar Shave Club. Listen, as you guys know, when this podcast started, we've been with Dollar Shave Club member for years. I love them. Why? Because every month you get a box in the mail with all the essentials. Razors, toothpaste, shampoo, and the works. It's a no-brainer if you really think about it. No more running from drugstore to pay premium for things you use every day. With Dollar Shave Club, you get everything you need at a fair price. And Dollar Shave Club is way more than just razors. They got you covered from head to toe. Everything you need to shower, shave, style your hair, brush your teeth, and even wipe your butt with the One Wipe Charlies. Who's better than they are? Nobody. Keep your muffer clean. That's the motto of the church. But that's not all. Smelly, throw in some sea spray deodorant. Frizzy hair, they got a beautiful pomade, hair cream, hair gel, and hair paste. No excuses. Got a hot date? They even got cologne. And you can try it all with the specialized trial kits. Order the combination that works for you. Plus, they'll keep you stocked on a schedule that works for you, whether that's once a month or a few times a year. You can't beat that, all right? Now, right now, the church family, you can put the quality of Dollar Shave Club's products to the test. With their ultimate starter sets, they basically got everything you need for an amazing shower, shave, and clean teeth. The best part is you can try each set for just $5. $5, that's it. After that, the restock box ships regular size products at regular prices. Get your ultimate starter set for just $5 at dollarshaveclub.com/church. Again, That's dollarshaveclub.com/church. The church is also brought to you by, what time is it? It's fall, baby. Back to work, back to school, back to the new you. It's time to grow up and get a real watch. I got my beautiful Vincero on right now. I got another one at the house, the rose on black or the rose on brown, but I'm waiting for the strap to come in. So I just used this one. I've had this one for about a year. It works. It's beautiful. It's stylish and lets people know I ain't fucking around. They got gorgeous watches like mine. You elevate your game with Vincero's handcrafted luxury watches. These are high-quality watches that look like you dropped to $10,000, but all Vincero, you get the look at an unbelievable price. And if you want to charge up your look, all the wristbands are interchangeable, baby. You don't believe me? Well, over 16,000 five-star reviews don't lie. If you want a watch that looks like $1 million and it's made with exceptional craftsmanship and it's a good value, you know me. Vincero is the watch for you. Listen, church, go to Vincero.com right now and listen to what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to get you a nice new watch for 15% off your order. 15%. That's Vincero, Vincero watches.com/church. Press in code church and check out the 15% off your order. You understand me? Plus worldwide shipping is always free. One more time for the cheap seats. VinceroWatches.com. Press code church. I don't even know what that means. Church. Don't waste any more time. Get yours today. And tonight, you got football, bitches. Tomorrow, you got fucking baseball. Saturday, you got college football. Sunday, you got pro football. Monday, you got pro football. You got baseball. It's getting close towards the end. The fucking the divisions are getting tight. Everybody wants that fucking wild card. It's time to make money. That's what it's all about. You like betting sports? I'll tell you where to put your money down. MyBookie.ag. If you're trying to bet on the NFL, baseball, Bellator, UFC, whatever the fuck you want to do, MyBookie's got it. They got better incentives and more lines than any other sports book, period. Do me a favor. They're going to double your first deposit today. Use promo code CHURCH to get a 100% bonus on your initial deposit up to $1,000. What was that, Joey? Initial deposit up to $1,000. Visit mybookie.ag today. That's mybookie.ag today. And don't forget to use promo code CHURCH when creating your account to claim the bonus. And remember, tomorrow, check my Instagram at Mad Flavors World. I'll be dropping a little video with my picks, and I'll teach you how to make bets on my bookie, all right? You'll be saying, Jesus fucking Christ, Uncle Joey's a savage. Let's win some money. I want to thank my bookie. I want to thank Vincero Watches. And I want to thank dollarshaveclub.com. I want to thank Eleanor. But most importantly, I want to thank you savages for always supporting me and having my back. You're a great bunch of motherfuckers, and I love you. Stay black. Have a great weekend. We'll be back Tuesday morning, ready to rock. Tip Top Magoo. Dallas, I'll see you Friday night. San Antonio, I'll see you Saturday night. I love you motherfuckers. The church, what's happening now? Kick this mule, Lee.